welcome to Book Time with Ryan. I am Ryan, and today I'll be doing the mid-year freakout tag. What? Yeah, I'm gonna regret doing that. I used the video from Literature Science Alliance, and I'll include a link to that tag video below in the description area. This is the fourth time, I believe. Yes, fourth time I've done this. And I think this is probably the least mid-year of the mid-year tags that I've done. I don't know what it is about this. I feel like I need to prepare for it, and then I hold off, and then like I read a book and it pops up sooner, and I don't know, but I looked last year. I did this in July. It's nearly September. I guess if we count like the middle 2 quarters of the calendar year as mid-year, and I'm in the middle of the second middle quarter, maybe that qualifies as mid-year, but it's definitely not as mid-year as I'd like it to be. But it's going to be mid. Yeah. It's going to be mid, just like me. All right. The questions and the prompts will be down in the description area, but I did kind of prepare for this by looking through the things that I did and picking out the responses. So I will be looking down for that at my laptop. Here we go. Number 1, best book you've read so far in 2025. That would be Nick Harkaway's Sleeper Beach. This was not an easy pick because I've read a number of really good books. In fact, number 1 and number 2 could probably be the same thing. But number 1 is the best book you've read in 2025, so far in 2025, and that is Nick Harkaway's Sleeper Beach. It is the sequel to, I'm kind of ruining number 2. Well, I guess I will then. It's the sequel to Titanium Noir, Cal Sounder, and I loved it. And mine's a cool copy, too. Number 2, best sequel you've read so far in 2025. Oh, I just ruined that. Nick Harkaway's Sleeper Beach. And Ryan Steck's Monarch. And all the McHarren books I've read. Now, I've just started on McHarren. And I am, I think, three books in. I stopped for a little bit so I can kind of get caught up with the TV show. But the McHarren books that are in the Slough House, the Slow Horses series, have been great. And I guess each one counts as a sequel to the prior book. So those are all great. Ryan Steck's book, Monarch, is a sequel to the Ted Bell series on Alice Hawk. Ted Bell died a few years ago, and we're huge fans of Ted Bell's. Ryan Steck picked up the torch and he's running with it. And the first book in the Ted Bell series that he has done is Monarch, and there will be another one next year. So when I get to the question about, well, I won't. Let's just say that if it was happening this year, it would be a highly anticipated book for me. But because it's next year, it's going to be next year. Yeah, those are all fun. I'm reading fun books. Number 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. I don't know. I'm so out of the loop on new releases, and so far as I've bought new releases, I've read them. My understanding of new release is something that's already out, not future release. I don't have enough awareness right now what I'd want to read, but I haven't read, but it's already out. Number 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Clown Town by McHarren. This is book number 9 in the Slough House series, the Slow Horses series. It's my most anticipated release, but I'm not going to read it right off the bat unless I really speed up, because I still have 5 more books before I get to book number 9. But it is highly anticipated. Number 5, biggest disappointment. License to Steal by Ben Stein. Not the book itself, But I was really hoping I was going to get like a little blurb from Ben Stein for my video where he's like, anyone? And I got in touch with his agent, and then he just didn't do it. He didn't ever respond, which is, to me, kind of dick. But, so that was a disappointment. Not in the book, but in the person, Ben Stein. I was disappointed in Ben Stein. Number 6, biggest surprise, Empire of Deception by Dean Job. This is about a Ponzi schemer in the 1920s. I was completely unaware of this guy. He was in Chicago. I think the biggest surprise was not necessarily the Ponzi scheme. That happens. It's bad. Ponzi schemes are bad. But there was so much other like action in this book, and just his womanizing and the fact that he ran away and was so sad at what he did to his family, and then basically did it again in Canada, and it was just, and the way he died, there's so many good surprises in that book that it was the biggest surprise. Number 7, favorite new author, debut or new to you? McHarren. He has his own playlist now. I just watched part of the show, decided I was going to read the books before the show, really got into the books. I could keep reading these books. I just, like I said earlier, I'm trying to hold off till I'm caught up on the show before I keep reading. But I don't know if that's going to last, because I really do, like, maybe I won't do a book to movie review or book to show review for every book. That might get tedious. But I really like McHarren's stuff. And he has an Oxford series. I don't know anything about that. A few short stories, novellas, which I want to read. But McHarren is definitely my favorite new to me author. Number 8, newest fictional crush. None. I don't have any fictional crushes. Stop asking. It's getting really weird. If you want to ask me out, just do it. But I'm married, so I will say no. Number 9, newest favorite character, Jackson Lamb from the Slough House series. Jackson Lamb is a favorite character, but not a boss I would want. He farts a lot, and he just seems kind of gross, but he is really funny, and I guess was a good spy. I don't know. He's the kind of the main character, or at least one of the main characters in the Slough House series, and Jackson Lamb is awesome. Number 10, book that made you cry. I don't think I cried. If there was a book that was probably going to get me close to crying, it would have been Maxwell King's The Good Neighbor, which is about Mr. Rogers. I can't remember if I cried, but there were definitely moments that would have struck me as emotionally heavy. I watched a documentary on him and I cried for that, but I don't remember if I cried for that book. But if I had cried for a book, it would have been that book. Number 11, book that made you happy. You Are Special by Fred Rogers. That's right. My copy is signed by Mr. Rogers, and it's just a lot of really nice stuff. Mr. Rogers is somebody we could really use right now. So to be able to read his words now is, I think, very helpful, very important. Number 12, favorite book to film adaptation you saw this year. Well, this one's hard, because if it was an actual film, probably Superman with David Cornsweet. I loved it. It's my favorite Superman. And I like the other Supermans. But is that an adaptation? I don't know, because it's based off of some Superman comics. There were like 3 comics that were recommended that a lot of the movie was based off of. And so far I've read one of them. There's 2 more. I think I read 2, one of them more recently, one a while ago, and there's still one left, Superman of All Seasons or something like that. So that would be, but it's not a direct adaptation of one specific comic series, so I don't know if that counts. The other answer is not to film, it's to TV, the small screen. and that would be the TV series Slow Horses. I finished season 1, loved it. It was based off of the first book, and by the same name. And I'm sure I'm going to like the rest. There's a number of seasons. I'm really late to this party. Thank you to the people from the UK who recommended it. But those are the 2 answers. Check out Superman if you haven't. I love it. I love it. And Guy Gardner is one of my favorite. He's my favorite Green Lantern, and he was before this. So I just want to be on record as saying I liked Guy Gardner before it was cool to be aware of him. And if we're true to the comics, it's not cool to be aware of Guy Gardner, by the way. But I like him. I had fuzz in my hair this whole time and you didn't say anything. All right, number 13. Favorite video you have done so far this year? Fire on the Beach. I had such a great time learning about life-saving stations in the area that Fire on the Beach is about Richard Etheridge and the Pea Island life-saving station crew. But we were on the Outer Banks for vacation and really experienced some cool things there. I bought this book while I was there and then did a review, and just an amazing story, a true story, an amazing story that needs to be understood, and people need to be aware of what these crews did, especially Pea Island. And it was probably I haven't had any really crazy videos this year, but it was definitely the story, the history that meant the most to me. Kind of. There were a number of other videos I did about Coast Guard historic units or vessels, especially the Bear, and those are really cool. But I'm not sure if like the video itself was as exciting, if you can use that for my videos. Number 14, most beautiful book you bought so far this year or received. There haven't been a lot of beautiful books, but I think the one that probably is going to be most visually appealing is Marvel vs. DC Omnibus comic. It's DC characters fighting Marvel characters from a while ago, but they're all collected into one. I'm excited for that. I've read parts of that, not from that book, but in other forms. So it's cool. It's an omnibus comic, so it's like every other omnibus comic, but it's beautiful because of the illustrations. Number 15, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I always say this, I don't need to read anything by the end of the year, but there is a book that I've started and I want to finish by the end of the year, and that is The SEC and the Future of Finance by Joel Seligman. This is from 1982, I believe. I started it. I stopped because of a couple of new books that were coming out, but I'm going to finish it. It's really interesting. Joel Seligman is the authority on SEC history, and I love what he writes. It's a little dry unless you're interested in that stuff, and I am. So I'm looking forward to reading it. It is dated. A lot of things have happened since 1980s, early 1980s, but yeah, I need to finish it before the end of the year. I will do it. I'll do it. There are a few books in line before that, but it'll happen. Don't you worry. And that's it. So I'm sorry this took so long. There's no excuse. No excuse for it. I don't know. And you know what? Happy Labor Day weekend in the U.S. I would have worn a Union hat, but I didn't have it on me. But I'll wear it today for you in honor of this weekend. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.
You've always been slightly awkward, kind of weird, upside down and not all here. What's wrong with me and you is crystal clear. Sometimes I'm in a room where I don't belong, and the house is on fire and there's no alarm, and the walls are melting too. How about you? I've never been the favorite, thought I've seen it all, till I got my invitation to the lunatic ball, and my friends are coming too. How about you? all just a symptom of being human.